Yo, Renta, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, man?
Happening, man. Happening.
Yeah, I'm good.
Back with
Back.
the podcast, man. How to do it?
Different as well.
Let's make sure the chat's all good. Make sure
Mm.
everything's all good. Yeah. Been waiting for this one, man.
It's been a long time, innit?
Last time we were doing it on Twitch, but now obviously we brought it forward to YouTube because I feel like there's more of an audience there. So yeah, man. It's taken too long, man. Finally we got our cameras as well, man. We're back. Live and direct.
Yeah.
See the faces behind.
Yeah. First time face review as well, man.
For real, innit?
I'm kind of gassed.
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of gassed.
It's been a long time in waiting.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, obviously wait for more guys to trickle in so we can get started with the podcast. As I said, we did the poll to see what you guys wanted to talk about, and we decided we're going to go over a bit of everything at the end of the day because it was just too much to talk about, man. It's too much to talk about. Belgian Grand Prix today. Also, we had Project Cars 3 released this week, I believe, and of course the argument me and Prentner had like a week ago, hard work against natural talent. We was like two different sides of the spectrum. We had two different opinions, but
yeah,
we decided it really isn't no wrong or right answer, but you have your belief, I have mine in it. So this is what it is, man. But yo, Ziggy, what's happening, bro? Yeah. So I wanted to start off basically we're gonna start off with the Belgian Grand Prix, and for those who watched it, probably wasn't the greatest. But again, I suppose this can kind of lead into the next topic, which is, the hard work versus talent sort of thing. Yeah. Did you watch it? Did you watch the race?
I watched a bit of it, to be fair. I didn't watch the start, but I started, obviously I was cooking, wasn't I?
Yeah.
But I watched towards the end and sort of the mid during the race, but, it was looking like another Mercedes dominance, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they've brought in this rule that's they're going to get rid of the party mode. I don't know how much difference it will make, but I'm hoping, man, fingers crossed that it's going to make some sort of difference, because I believe at the moment in the sport, Hamilton, Verstappen, they're driving at a completely different level to everybody else, but we're not really getting to see, we're not getting to see the battle, man. Bottas is just letting me down, man. Properly letting me down. I thought that, maybe, especially at Spa, normally the person who qualifies second gets a crazy run and normally slipstreams, gets into the lead. I thought we might have some sort of battle there, but it's just Lewis Hamilton destroying it again, man. What can you say? What can you say?
And I feel sorry for Bottas as well. He's in a race-winning car, and you've got your teammate there that's literally winning all the races and stuff, and there's not much you can do about it, isn't there?
Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest seats in F1, obviously, to be Hamilton's teammate. It's probably one of the hardest seats he's going to have. I'd like to see Hamilton with like an upcoming teammate, someone who's young and hungry. I feel like Bottas is kind of just happy to be at Mercedes at this point,
Well, effectively, it's like a paycheck at the moment, isn't it? He's getting a year contract. If you think about it, it's not like they're giving him like 3 years, 4 years, or anything like that. What happens if the regulations change and Mercedes decide to not have a car that's not competitive no more?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. JR said Bottas doesn't have the confidence to battle Lewis. That's true. I feel like, Bottas, when he's driving at his best, realizes that sometimes is still not enough to beat Lewis. I feel like in his mind, I feel like he already knows he's not capable of battling Lewis, man. To that level, bro.
You mean you gotta sort of look at Fernando Alonso did with he's obviously one of the best on the grid when he was there, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why when them two were in the same car, it looked like a really close fight. And Fernando and even Rosberg as well gave a good fight to him. You know what I'm saying? But like it seems like Bottas has sort of, become comfortable with that position of being the the second driver and not competing for any sort of wins or any titles like that or anything like that.
Yeah. don't know with Bottas, man. Like sometimes I want to feel like he's got that hunger, but I feel like he's just okay with being number two, and I can't, you know, that it annoys me. You know what I mean? Even if you go into a team as a number two, you've got to at least try and prove yourself. And maybe he's just not good enough to prove himself. You know, Martin FGB says Robert Kubica the best. Robert Kubica was up there before his accident. Robert Kubica was a great driver before his accident, man. JR said that Fernando gave Lewis a team battle. Yeah, I feel like Fernando gave Lewis a team battle. Jenson Button actually did a lot better than people actually remember. In the whole entire time, them guys were teammates. I think if you tally up the points, I think Button actually outscored Lewis in total in 3 years they were teammates. But I just think you need to have like someone who's confident in that team, man. And we saw it even with Rosberg. Rosberg, he definitely wasn't as talented as Hamilton, but he knew he had to do more than just race Hamilton to get into his head. You know what I mean? You had to them few little crashes they had, them few little incidents. It was enough to get Hamilton riled up to the point where Hamilton's not driving comfortably; he's driving angry. You know what I mean? And those are little things. You have to put that little seed of doubt into someone as good as Hamilton. You have to find some way to destabilize him. Otherwise, he's just gonna walk all over you. Pretty much what he's doing to Bottas now. But other than that, Max Verstappen just done the best he could, I thought. I honestly think if Max Verstappen wasn't in F1, this would be one of the most boring seasons we've ever seen. Because if you look at the gap pretty much between, in all the races so far, if you take Max Verstappen out, the gap's just ridiculously big, man. It's sad. I guess Albon's having the same sort of struggle with Verstappen as a teammate. But it'll be interesting to see once he does get a winning car, man. Yo, Goldsaw, what's happening, bro? Like that argument is there. People saying, who do you think's better, Hamilton or Verstappen? I don't think there's a big difference between them.
Yeah, is obviously. I was saying this the other day, wasn't I? About the generation. They're two different sort of like, you know, Hamilton's sort of at his peak now, whereas Verstappen's sort of in his sort of proving stages. You know what I'm saying? He's sort of building up,
getting towards his peak.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Hamilton at the moment, you know, I'd say he's had a lucky run. Let's be honest, innit? You know what I'm saying? That Mercedes is a joke right now. You know, and without that, you know, would he be winning all these championships and stuff would we see? You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely think like right now in F1, the car is like 65-70% of the job. You know what I mean? When you think about like Bottas finishing podium after podium after podium, and for me, he's not a top 5 driver in the sport. You know, so you need the car definitely. But at the end of the day, he's doing the job. Same as what Schumacher did. Same as what Vettel did. Same as what all the greats have done when they had the car to do the job. So I can't knock him in that regard. But I do feel like we haven't seen him tested for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, he had the brief Vettel stages with Ferrari, but as we can see, Vettel made a lot of mistakes. I'm a Vettel fan. Vettel made a lot of mistakes, but I just think overall Ferrari are just not the team to carry that torch. Because I think, like, if you look at today, I saw somewhere on Twitter where Charles Leclerc's pole lap in the Sauber 2 years ago was faster than his pole lap on Saturday. I was just like, wow. I
saw Kimi Raikkonen overtake Vettel, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Wow, it's just happening." That's when I joined in. I joined into the race scene. Kimi Raikkonen overtaking Vettel, the Ferrari. You know, I swear they have the same engine in the car, don't they?
Same engine, so they technically have managed to build a car worse than Alfa Romeo, which is their customer team. It's just like
that's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But at the same time, what I don't like the way the media actually treats Vettel, man. They treat him very harshly. Now, you didn't hear them say anything about him beating Leclerc today, but if it had been the other way around, it would have been, oh, Leclerc's beating Vettel again. He keeps losing to his teammate, bro. The car's just not good. It's just not a good car. You know what I mean? It's not, like, Leclerc is clearly talented, bro. I see what Leclerc was doing in F2, just starting at the back and destroying the whole field. Leclerc is rapid. You know what I mean? We've seen Vettel when he's got the car, he's able to take it to Hamilton. So for me, if these guys are getting beaten by an Alfa Romeo, can't keep up with Alpha Tauri, you know what I mean? Not even that far ahead of Haas, then it's got no chance, mate. You know what I mean? They've got no chance.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to say the least, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Coming as a original Ferrari fan, should I say, from watching Schumacher, you know what I'm saying? And even Rubens Barrichello, because I quite like him as well as a driver, as well, like his morals and stuff. But it's just, for me, it's upsetting in a way to see cars that, you know, cars like Alfa Romeo, exactly, like Alfa Romeo. You got their engine. That's your engine in their car. How are they going past you like that? You know what I'm saying? You should be on the team radio saying, "No, look, listen, I need to sort this out. You need to pull over and that." You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's embarrassing in a way, isn't it?
Also says Ferrari and FIA got that secret agreement. I bet it has to do with 2022 car.
Yeah, it must do. I bet. Do you know what? Yeah, I hope to God when the new regulations change that the Ferrari comes out and destroys everyone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hope, because then you will see like the likes of Leclerc sort of blossom. You know what I'm saying? And even see how good Carlos Sainz is with a good car as well. That'd be interesting.
Well, Carlos Sainz was unlucky today not to even start the race, but for me personally, I was quite shocked that they chose Sainz to replace Vettel. I thought they would have went with Ricciardo, man. And for me this season, Norris has been the better of the two between at McLaren. You know what I mean? So it's just like, do you really know what you've bet your hedges on? Two young guys developing a car that's been terrible. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure about that move, but we'll see what Sainz has to offer, man. He looked depressed today, and people were trying to say they don't know whether he's depressed because he couldn't start the race or whether he's depressed because he's getting in that Ferrari next season. You know what I mean? Knowing that the rules don't change too much.
Yeah, I'd be upset as well, to be fair.
Mate, it's probably the worst time to join Ferrari, bro.
Yeah.
Worst time. And I'd quite like to see Vettel go to Racing Point. You know, Lance Stroll for me. I think he beat Perez. Did he beat Perez today? I can't remember. He might have.
That's the thing. That's how F1's got like now. Don't you understand now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's got like, whereas the Mercedes is really dominating everything. You don't really think of the other sort of finishes and the other close battles. You know what I'm saying? It's really washed out the other competition in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because like, in my opinion, I thought the Renault did really well.
Yeah, the Renault was great today.
I thought Ricardo did really well today, and I reckon he would have had Verstappen if he had the right strategy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think because he got boxed in after the safety car behind, I think it was Gasly and Perez. I think if he had the free run at Verstappen, he might not have been at the start able to keep up with him, but you saw how much Verstappen had to back off by the end of the race. So I reckon he could have possibly challenged Verstappen today. That would have been crazy. But next week when they go to Monza, that Renault's got some serious straight line speed, man. So engine modes are gone. No more engine modes. No more strap 2 and strap 5 that Mercedes are doing. So we'll see how that affects everything, man. But yeah, basically the race was kind of boring. It was all right. I mean, I've seen worse, but it wasn't anything special. I was hoping for a bit of rain, a bit of a downpour midway through the race or something, just to spice things up. But we never really got it, man. And that it just seems like a lot of the F1 races, the rain either comes right after the race or just doesn't come at all. So yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, what it is. Yeah. Kemmel straight overtakes DRS. Same old. I'm actually looking forward to Mugello and Turkey, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, Turkey's one I'm looking forward to as well. Yeah. Turkey's a good one.
For Mugello, I just want to see cars going around that track. They're gonna be seriously quick, but you can expect some tire delaminations for the corners of that track, bro. It's gonna be mental. You know what I mean? But Turkey, yeah, that's probably, along with Interlagos, that's probably my favorite F1 circuit. Love Brazil and Turkey, definitely up there, man. For best.
I'd say Manicourt is one of my favorites, to be fair.
Manicourt was quality.
I love Manicourt.
I loved India. India was a great track.
Oh yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, the only one bit I didn't like about India, yeah, is the fact that 1 minute it has a nice flow, and then next thing you know, you got a chicane.
Yeah, like the middle sector was mental, but I just
Yeah,
I remember watching pole laps around there, like Jesus Christ,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it was crazy. It's a weird one, but I actually quite liked Valencia as a track to drive.
yeah. Valencia was a nice track.
Yeah, it was a nice track to drive. Probably not the
Mm.
best for a race, but how about the new Sakir circuit? They're using the oval, right, for Bahrain. It's gonna be weird. I mean, what's the lap time gonna be? Like 53 seconds or something crazy like that. It's gonna be like a super quick lap time. It could be
Seriously?
okay. Yeah, they're using I think they're doing 2 Bahrain Grand Prix, and I think one's gonna be the normal layout, and the second one they've got like a sort
Hey,
of oval
listen,
to it.
remember when I said this, yeah? Remember when I said that when Americans, yeah, and take no offense to this, anyone out
Mm.
here is American, yeah. When Americans, yeah, take over F1, yeah, tracks will then become oval. You know what I'm
It's
saying? You
not
start
like
to then
the thing is, it's
get
not like a
oval
proper
tracks.
oval though. It's basically just more straights, and you know what I mean. It hasn't got like a banking or oval like that. It's just basically just more straights in it. So it's
Yeah.
like after turn 3 at
Mm,
Bahrain, turn 3, well the right hander after the first well just before the first sector split or whatever, and then it goes left, and then it goes into another section, then it just hooks straight back up with the second to last straight. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a very very short lap. So yeah, that might be interesting. Might be
mm.
interesting.
I don't know, man. I mean, the 53-second lack, I mean, I don't know about it, man. You know
All
what
it's
I'm
going to
saying?
be
It's a very
really
short lap.
going to be a hell of a lot of slipstreaming. A hell of a lot
Mm,
of slipstreaming. Whoever's engine power is looking the best. As I said, by then there's going to be no more engine modes or anything like
mm,
that. So it's just going to come down to who's got the low drag car, whose car can get off the tight slow corners the best.
mhm.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. But as for Spa, I mean, it wasn't anything special from my point of view. It was crazy the actual Giovinazzi crash. Did you see that crash where he
Yeah,
lost
do
it?
you know?
Oh mate,
Yeah, I think George Russell got caught up in it as well,
yeah,
didn't
yeah. He was
he?
lucky,
Yeah.
man. He was lucky.
Mm,
He had wheel tether came off with a piece of suspension hanging out the wheel tether. If that would have like jumped up,
yeah,
Halo can't save you with that, man.
yeah, of course. Well, he's lucky, innit? You know what I'm saying? He's very lucky.
What's happening, Ziggy? How you doing, bro? George Russell's another one who I think should just get in that Mercedes and just get Bottas out. I rate
Mm,
George Russell, man. The last 2 years, he's impressed me. Even though, okay,
mm,
he drove against Kubica, who wasn't at his best.
yeah,
Um, he's destroyed his teammates in every single quali, every single one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's all he can do. That's pretty much all he can do at the moment.
yeah.
I mean, but yeah. But that was a Belgian Grand Prix. Moving on, it wasn't that much action to talk about, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna,
Literally,
I'm not
oh,
gonna
yeah, let's be
dwell on it.
honest about it. Yeah, let's be honest about it. Yeah, there wasn't much to talk about it. It was just a
Yeah,
Mercedes 1-2 done.
yeah. It was the same old
Yeah.
Mercedes dominance that
But
we've been used to
saying that,
since.
one thing about it, yeah, was the
Mm,
free practice. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Max Verstappen did really well in free practice.
yeah. He
You
was
know what I'm
on. He
saying?
was on them. I did hear Christian Horner say that the tires didn't react the way they thought they would. What's happening, Freaky?
Mm,
What are you doing, man? But Max Verstappen, he's there, but you can see when Mercedes turn it up, there's no competition, man.
yeah, of
Mercedes
course.
are out here. Realistically, they're cruising, bro. They're
Mm,
cruising. You can always tell when Mercedes are stressed when they're actually having to push. Every time I've ever seen Mercedes really push in a race, they generally lose it. You know what I mean? The only race I can
yeah,
remember where they were really being pushed and tested and stretched and they won was probably Hungary. Was it last
yeah.
year when they pitted Hamilton and he came back against Verstappen? You know what I
Mm,
mean? That's the only one I can say, well, these guys are being pushed right to the limit and they found the answer. Other than
mm,
that, they normally, when they're under pressure, they make mistakes. You know what I mean? Look at Germany when they were all over the gaff last year in Germany, man. All over the
yeah.
place. You need to pressurize them to find out what they're really made of. You know, like if you like, people look at Vettel and see the mistakes and stuff. That's what happens when you have pressure.
Mm.
I mean,
So if you were Verstappen, yeah, right
mm,
now,
yeah,
you're obviously sort of you're in Formula One. You're how old? 22, 23, 24.
Hmm.
And obviously, time's getting on. You got to sort of ask yourself, right, how long is this Mercedes dominance or slash Ferrari dominance going to last?
Mm.
What's your next step in a way if you're Verstappen?
You got to start looking at the Mercedes seat, man. I think if you're Verstappen, you wait.
Yeah.
I think you wait until the regulations change. And
Mm.
if in that first year, if Red Bull have not come up with the answers, bro,
Hmm.
you got to get that seat. You got to get that Mercedes seat, man.
Got it.
I mean,
100%.
and if you look at it, like, as I said, I watched the whole Ross Brawn Beyond the Grid podcast on YouTube,
Mm.
and how much like Schumacher had to do with Mercedes' success and that, and
Mm.
when the time was right, when Lewis Hamilton became available, they knew they couldn't keep Schumacher on despite everything he'd achieved, and I feel like if Max was to become available, you can't give it up. You can't just you can't say, oh no, we won't sign him. I feel like Mercedes will have
Mhm.
to, they'll be forced to take the opportunity to try and sign him. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I mean, it's whether he wants to make himself available.
See, if I was Max Verstappen right now, I mean, I'd sort of be thinking, okay, I'm not going to have any chance sort of getting another seat with Ferrari or
Yeah.
Mercedes, and these are the only two competitive teams above Red Bull, in my opinion.
Mm.
The only sort of thing I'll be looking at now is, right, how do I get this car beating the Mercedes
Mm.
and the Ferrari? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he has to, obviously, I feel like he's still working with the engineers and working hard and stuff to get the car to where it is. But, I feel like he needs to be working even harder. And unfortunately, that's the case. But you know what I'm saying? That's where all the greats come from. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? From all the hard work and stuff that you put in with the team and stuff to get you there.
Murph says the potential for Max to take the reins off of Hamilton when he decides to call it a day.
Mm.
Yeah, but I want to see them race. I want to see that battle before. You know what I mean? I don't
Mm.
want Hamilton to retire not
Yeah.
having a serious challenge since Rosberg. Um, he's invested into Aston Martin. Is it Toto that's invested into Aston? Toto Wolff is invested into Aston Martin, right?
I think so.
Mm.
Is it Toto Wolff or Christian Horner? I can't remember.
Toto, I think. I'm not too sure, but I'll just love to see some kind of battle. Like for me, F1, as much as it's all good, the midfield fight being tight, when that battle at the front's not there, it just kind of bores me. I
No,
don't watch
yeah.
F1 to watch who finishing fifth and sixth, as good as it is. You know what I mean? A midfield battle is great as long as there's a great battle at the front. But when it's just guys just destroying it left, right, and center, it's just kind of boring. You know what I mean? And obviously, I've matured a lot. Back in the day, I'd be all hating on Hamilton, like, man, it's just a car, bro. It's just a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's got to be everything, because if it was just the car, then why didn't Bottas finish second in the championship in 2017 and 18? You know what I mean? It's more than the car. I'll agree with that. But I do generally think there are others that could do exactly what Hamilton's doing right now if they had that car. You know what I mean?
Look at Ricardo. Do you think Ricardo could do that in the car?
Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely think,
I believe that as well,
yeah,
personally.
if you gave Ricardo the fastest car,
Mm.
I think he'd beat Bottas, and I think he'd win world championships. I think Verstappen would do it. I still think Vettel would do it. I think Leclerc would do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, it's just, it is what it is. In fact, we've seen Vettel's already been able to do it in that season 2018, when the Ferrari, especially at the start of the season, was pretty much equal to Mercedes. You saw between Hamilton and Vettel, there wasn't really that much. You know what I mean? Vettel would win a race, then Hamilton would win one, then Vettel would win one. Then like they were just, it was like head to head. It's like Bottas didn't even exist. Do you know what I mean? Like he was getting destroyed. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Like I hope Red Bull do get their act together, because I think as a team, the way how Red Bull function, I believe Red Bull the only team that have the ability to take it to Mercedes in terms of how they actually move as a unit.
It's the professionalism that they have as well.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that
it.
time when Max Verstappen ran into the barrier at Hungary, and they
Yeah.
managed to change the was it the tracking rod or something like that, within the time that they had to get the car started.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. And to me, that takes a lot of professionalism and a lot of heart as well.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? And all it is just continuing to do that work, and hopefully, when the regulations change, there'll be a change in the grid, innit?
Yeah, hopefully. I wouldn't even care if Mercedes was still number one as long as it was close. Do you know what I mean? As long as it was like 1/10, 2/10 between the top three, four, then I'll be absolutely fine, bro. Then at least I can say, yo, whatever win they're getting, like the drivers are 100% earning that because a lesser driver wouldn't be able to win the race. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, if we can take that and move into the next topic, which is the hard work versus talent, bro. Hold on
Yeah.
quickly. Niels
Let's do
47 says Bottas is a complete snooze fest as a driver. Snore fest of a driver.
this.
I
He's
agree.
not lying though, is he?
He's not aggressive. He doesn't attack. He doesn't look like he's actually going to destabilize the Hamilton train at all. Hamilton's got him under the thumb. He knows it. He's
Hmm.
completely and utterly comfortable, and it's just nice and easy, man.
Hmm.
I mean,
Was it Ziggy even said about stop talking about VB like that? He must be a fan.
oh no, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
does Bottas really have fans like that? I
I know
think,
Mika Akkonen's his manager and that, innit? But we need
yeah, but
to.
Hakkinen, listen, it's nothing. Hakkinen can't transfer his own ability into him. You know what I mean? And this is where we come across their hard work
Yeah.
versus natural talent. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For me,
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton is naturally talented, bro. Like you
Hmm.
can't. For me, as I said, I don't believe you can work to be an alien. You know what I mean? I believe you can work to get fast. I believe you can grind to make yourself much better. But to get to an alien level, I believe that has to be natural. It has to be.
Hmm.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
you believe enough hard work can get you there.
If I'm listening, yeah. I mean, to get there, you got to somehow get there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, with that formula, it takes hard work. You know what I'm saying? You look at guys like Verstappen, you'd say sort of he's got natural talent, and
Mm.
even Hamilton as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But if you look at their background and how much hard work that they put in
Mm.
into sort of getting to that level, the fine details and sort of, you know, working out every inch of the circuit and how to get how to maximize the speed out of every corner and stuff. That's, you know what I'm saying? Looking into those fine details makes them sort of,
Mm. Um,
separate the rest in a way, if you get what I mean.
like for me, like if you talk about like Hamilton and Rosberg, for instance, right?
Mm,
Rosberg to me is someone that he will go and he will analyze every single piece of data, everything. I remember
mhm,
when he was on Sky Sports, was it a week or two ago, and they were
mhm,
talking about the driver briefings after the race and stuff, and they
mm,
want to know what type of driver he was. He's like, some drivers they're there for 2 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and then they're gone. Other drivers like Vettel, they're there combing through all the details for like hours and hours and hours on end. And he was one of
mm,
he was one of those. And obviously his hard work in the end got him a title. But I believe the
mm,
natural ability of Lewis, there's no real ceiling to that. I feel like with hard work, there's kind of like he got to his maximum. And so he retired. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
He got to his maximum, didn't believe he could do anything above what he was doing. And let's be honest, in a straight fight, it probably still wouldn't be enough without the
mm,
retirements. And I'm not going to say he won the title because Lewis Hamilton retired from races because the same thing happened to him in 2014. So it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
But I just believe there's just some people just got natural ability, man. I mean, I
That natural
believe,
ability.
I
No,
think,
I
mm,
completely understand that, innit? You know what I'm saying? Because
mm,
if you look at like the Messi sort of Ronaldo sort of talk compared to the Messi, the Hamilton and Rosberg sort of fight in 2016
mm.
as well, you could see that Rosberg really took it to him. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
In regards to consistency, speed, and making sure that there was no sort of time for no time for a mistake. So every single mistake that he made was paid for. You know what I'm saying? With a Rosberg win.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Mm,
And obviously, but to get to that level, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it takes quite a lot of hard work. It takes work with the engineers. It
mm-hmm.
takes work working on the setup, perfecting everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, like I said, natural talent, yeah, is always going to be great. But natural talent is always going to be beaten by someone that's working harder than the person that has the natural talent, in my opinion, anyway. You know what
I
I'm
think,
saying?
as I said before, I don't believe there's any wrong, right answer to this. But I just
Mm,
look at things like, for instance, when it starts chucking it down with rain, all of a sudden the talent comes out. Do you know what I mean? And that's when you see like, you
yeah,
remember like what Verstappen did to Rosberg at Brazil when it was teaming it down. Do you know what I mean? Like he was clearly just like in terms of talent, he was levels above. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like the hard work for me gets you so far, but them even in all sports, you know. And if you can mix the talent and hard work together, then that's when you get these superhuman superstars. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And that's where you've got guys like Hamilton and Verstappen and Ayrton Senna, who
Yeah.
wasn't really good in the wet to start with, but
Mm,
spent hours and loads of time in, training whenever it was raining in Brazil to practice and perfect that craft, of being fast in the wet. And look where it got him. I
mm.
mean, look at his start in Donington in 93. I think, was it 93 or 92? You know what I'm saying? Where he
Took the
started
mic.
from, yeah, he took the
Fifth.
mick. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm,
had the Williams in a what is it, active suspension, and
mm.
he managed to get past all of them within a lap.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
That's like you said, it may look like natural talent, you know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, that's taken a lot of hard work from what he's done
Junior years.
from the junior days, from the young ages. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys don't have the opportunity to express that in a
Mm,
way, if you get
yeah,
what I mean,
of
because they may
course.
have not had the opportunity to.
I mean, you've always said that F1's just the fastest guys that had the money to do it, innit? I mean,
You're
it's not
right.
necessarily the fastest guys in the world. They just had the money to get in there, or
Yeah, of
lucky enough
course.
to be signed or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes you just got these guys that, for them, in terms of like, it's effortless, isn't it? Like for me, when I look at Hamilton Verstappen, for them, going like doing a rapid lap, it's it's just normal for them. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
I'll even look at Verstappen. Verstappen's actually rapid on everything he's on. Guys on
mm,
iRacing destroys it. Do you know what I mean?
mhm,
It's like it's some people like when they're racing, like to do a hard lap, they're all tensed up on the wheel, all like can't move,
mhm,
can't think about anything else because they're so like tense in what they're doing. They have to focus every single beam of their energy on doing the lap. Where some people they've got the time to think about other things while they're driving because it just naturally comes easy to them. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
And I guess what Ziggy said, Schumacher versus Hamilton. Oh, that's you know we don't want to talk. The reason why I don't want to compare Schumacher and Hamilton at all. You're gonna make don't upset me, Ziggy. Don't
Let's not
upset me,
do
bro.
this.
Yeah, but for me, what Schumacher was doing back in the day is the reason why a lot of people have this work ethic now. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? Came in, they say the guy never used to sweat during races. And what people don't understand, a lot of Schumacher's records and stuff, a lot of this stuff, like he's won 91 races, a lot of the time he never had the best car. He challenged for numerous titles, not having the best car. Do you know what I mean? Like
mm,
for me, Schumacher, when I was growing up, he was like the barometer, bro. Like he still had to fight against Alonso. He fought against Montoya, Kimi Raikkonen. You know what I mean?
mm.
Hakkinen. He went through a generation of like different drivers, young drivers, and all sorts, bro. And I believe if he stayed in 2007, he would have won that. He would have won 2007, probably would have won 2008
Easily,
as well.
yeah.
Because if Massa can get to the last race and almost win it, then I'm damn sure Schumacher would have won that.
I
You know what I
think
mean?
'08 as well, he would have got it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, oh
You know
wait,
what I'm
I
saying?
believe Schumacher would have won
2008.
that. I mean,
He would have won both those years,
I think so.
effectively.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely the reference point
Yeah, yeah. For
in
me,
Formula One for me.
if you look at yo Zanny, how you doing, bro? If you look at Schumacher, a lot of his wins and stuff didn't even come from being on pole. He didn't even have that many poles, which means he wasn't even driving the outright fastest car half the time. But when it came to like race pace and being able to drive on the edge for a whole entire race, he was there, bro. He was rapid.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I remember, what was it, Spa? What year was it? I just remember he started 16th, and by the end of lap one, he was fifth. I was like, and this is
mm.
when I didn't even like Schumacher these times. This is when I was like, this guy.
This is what the Damon Hill sort of Schumacher day.
Yeah. The Damon
Yeah.
Hill Schumacher days. I was like, this guy has just got 11 places in one lap. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And then that race was the same race that he was driving on a wet track with dry tires.
mm,
Damon Hill had on wets and could not get past him. I was like, wow. Like after that, I just respected him differently after that
mm,
race. And then when he went to Ferrari and basically was driving for before it was terrible, and then when it started raining, he just destroyed it. To me, that was just talent, bro. Like that was just crazy. You know what I mean? That was mad talent. But as I said, you don't know if there's any wrong or right answer. But what I will say, like for instance, Leon the sick one, who used to race with on PCAS 2, he even jumps on ACC now and again. But Leon the sick one has no interest in racing, bro. He doesn't watch racing. Like, he doesn't do any of that. But he can just jump on the game and just be the same pace as us. You know what I mean? He's not interested in racing at all. He doesn't watch it at all. You know what I mean? So for me, you have to have some sort of natural gift to just be able to just do that. To not even be able to play a game within a few days, just be the same speed as people that's been banging it from the beginning. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like the hard work, natural talent argument is, you know, it's in the balance for me.
Well, you see, Leon the sick one's quite a different one, isn't he? You know what I'm saying? He's someone special. He's different. You know what I'm saying? Someone to just get on the game and to be just as quick as you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
just literally,
you give him that, innit? You know what I'm saying?
And because it's like he literally doesn't play and he doesn't have any interest in racing. He doesn't watch racing outside. Like for all of us, a lot of us that do sim racing, we all watch racing, bro, or some sort of racing. He just doesn't watch any of it. You know what I mean? Not interested, but can just get on the game and be quick. You know what I mean? Just because it's competitive. You know what I mean?
But you do get guys like that. They're just good at games. Just good at knowing how to play games and how to manipulate the software in a way. You know what I'm saying? To sort of their benefit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got guys that play on the pad, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? 100% goals, and look how fast they are. In it, gold saw.
Oh, hold that gold saw. Hold that gold saw. Name drop. Name drop. I mean, it's true. It's true. I always feel like, you know, if you're fast, obviously without will, then I feel like your speed is always going to be a speed because you see where to brake, you see how you accelerate. You kind of just have to get used to doing that on a different object effectively. You know what I mean, so I don't think you'll ever be slow if you've already got that speed. Like, you know, if that speed's in your memory bank. You know what I mean? But yeah, as I said, we can go on this hard work versus talent forever. You know what I mean? What's that? Cool start on pad on GTS beat Fraga. Wow, Fraga's rapid.
Yeah, Fraga's a joke on GT Sport.
That's insane. That's some people just seriously quick on the pad, man. What can you do? I guess you got to be a little bit salty though, right? Got to be a little bit salty, innit?
You got to be.
Yo, Sam, how you doing, bro? I mean, you got to be a little bit. You got to be a little bit salty if you're, you know, you're turning up with the wheel and all sorts, and you just get destroyed, bro. That's why I jumped from the AMG to the Aston. No, I jumped to the Aston because I've been enjoying driving it, bro. You know what I mean? So that ass up, Gold Saw. Cheers, Cos. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. But yeah, Ziggy, don't worry, we're getting stuck into PCAS 3. We're leaving that till last because, you know,
we'll get there.
We got to get busy.
So Zanny Rabbit said Mick Lighting, and this is a guy that I've heard of as well, Mikhail Hizel, like, whatever his name is fast on every car and is naturally good as well. You know what I'm saying? But this is where I was trying to come from with the hard work side of things. To get that naturally good, it takes hard work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you're not just born, with just getting up and one day being able to just drive, 5 seconds or 2 seconds everyone the rest of the field. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of hard work. You know what I'm saying? It takes perfecting your craft. You know what I'm saying? It takes hours. You know what I'm saying? It takes sacrifices as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's why they are where they are. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but I also raced someone called Scalebreaker who, bro, like, I don't even know what to say about Scalebreaker, bro, but this guy, yo, he was just different, bro. Scalebreaker, his setup was terrible. His pedals were basically underneath his feet, so you know that they're not in front of you. You're basically having to lift your foot up and down to accelerate and brake. When we used to play PCAS 1, and whenever you used to drive a car that was like a GT4 used to come out the pits and the tires are always like cold. So the first lap until you started your quali lap was always like sketchy, bro.
Yeah.
This guy would be driving so fast on the out lap. You're thinking, how the hell has this guy got this much grip when the tires are like they're blue, bro?
Yeah.
Scale breaker was a joke. That guy was rapid, and for me, that guy was like naturally talented, like no effort. And
Yeah.
I remember how sketchy the cars used to be. Cause we used to drive in VR room. We used to do a lot of like old school cars, like, you know what I mean? Cars with like no grip and stuff. And he'll be driving them things with blue tires and he would be flying. He would easily pull out like a 5-second gap on that. Like you come out the pits right behind him and you'll be flat out because you're trying to warm your tires and he would just get 5 seconds on you, one lap. It's like, what the hell? Like, how is he doing that? Do you know what I mean? And I could never understand it. That to me was he's just naturally talented, bro. He can naturally just drive a car sideways at crazy speeds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was it. Just couldn't do it, man.
Well, I once competed against Sebastian Job in the JMR scholarship, and we had to do sort of like a time trial around Brands Hatch in the Formula Ford on P Cars 1, I think it was on P Cars 1. And I told him, and this is prior, and the missus is asleep at the moment, but she'll tell you anyway. But I told him, I'd done 500 laps of practice, and this is a true story. 500 laps of practice, and I was, let's say, 2 tenths off of his fastest lap. He won the competition, this guy, and he told me he did 800 laps.
Oh, so you thought you grinded and he outgrinded you.
I grinded and I was telling him, I've done 500 laps. Yeah, I did this, I did that. I was just like, I've got this. 10th slower. First lap. I was just like, See, and then when he told me the amount of hours and what kind of work he put in, it kind of made sense in a way, innit? You know what I'm saying? I guess it's like I said, it's different in all sort of walks of life, innit? You know, you got guys like Messi that'll pick up a ball and duppy man him within a second. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you're comparing it on. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose the Ronaldo Messi argument's another one. You know what I mean,
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yes, pups.
I guess with the in terms of like, when you look at just like Messi and Ronaldo, it just depends on what you prefer, kind of. I prefer the type of player that Messi is, so I always stick to Messi. You know what I mean? Some people prefer the type of player that Ronaldo is, so they stick to him, but I just think what Messi has, you can't teach that, bro. Like, you cannot teach that. Now, you can teach someone who's got a similar physique to Ronaldo to work as hard, you know what I mean? And you could probably, because you look at Ronaldo, he wasn't even the best at Man United when he first joined. And that was someone who worked extremely hard, you know what I mean, to get to the level that he was at. But Messi was just naturally good from the beginning, you know what I mean?
Gifted,
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. But coming away from that, we have to talk about P-Cars 3, bro, because I'm itching. I'm itching, bro.
Yeah, trust me, man. This terrible game, man. What is this?
I don't want to kill the game straight away. I don't want to kill the game
No,
because
man.
before I even go relatively in on P-Cars, I understand what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to appeal to a different market, and it's not a sim game. They know it's not a sim game. We know it's not a sim game, and they've tried to sort of go the sort of F1 route. Not even F1, because I guess F1's got the pit stops. So, but they're trying to appeal to that sort of market. You know what I mean? They're trying to find some new faces to play and buy their game. But for me, you have to remember this game was built on the back of the community's back, bro. The community funded the first title. So if you've let people put money into a project that you're working in exchange for, yes, this is the direction we're taking. Do you guys approve? Do you guys want to be part of this journey? And then people are actually putting their money into it. And then years down the line, you completely just turn around and say, you know what? Nah, we don't need your money no more, lads. We're going over here. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just disrespectful, man. Like, they've actually taken the community for mugs. Who in the community? I used to be on. First of all, I battered P-Cars 1, and we both battered P-Cars 2. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm some hardcore sim racer where everything has to be 100% sim, but like for me, P-Cars 1 was one of my favorite games. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed P-Cars 1 endlessly. Some of my best races, some of my best memories come from P-Cars 1. But I just feel like if you've promised something from the beginning, you have an obligation to carry that all the way through. How are you just gonna quit and change for P-Cars 3 without anyone from your community actually asking for this direction? Who asked for this? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Certainly not me anyway. I mean, I
yeah,
watched some of the videos of some of the clips before buying the game. Well, I haven't bought it yet or anything like that. But
yeah,
I mean, I saw some of the discrepancies and some of the things that I thought was so off and wasn't PCARS 2, and I wasn't getting that PCARS 1 feeling either from it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It felt like the recent games were a bit more better. It's this game that they've brought us. PCARS 3 feels like was it a Ridge Racer? Do you remember that game
yeah, yeah. I remember
on
Ridge
the
Racer. Yeah.
PlayStation? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you get points for driving good in a certain way, when really all you want, yeah, is the PCARS 2, or should I say PCARS 1 sort of feel
Mm,
that's a lot more enhanced in graphics and in feel when it comes to
mm.
driving.
See, like I saw a lot of comments like, they're just trying to appeal to a new market. That's
Mm,
fine, but what about the market you already have? You know what I mean? What about the people that have been waiting? There's some people that don't like ACC. They prefer PCARS 2 because of all the tracks and stuff, and they're just waiting for PCARS 3 to come out, and then they've just literally just been shafted. You know what I
mm,
mean? There's no pit stops, no tire wear. The tires change by themselves when the weather changes. And it's like, how can you take away the sort of actual feeling of having a proper race, you know what I mean? Just to coin what you think you're going to get more coin for it when
mm,
it could actually just fall straight on his face. You know what I mean? So you might get you might get 50% more people from a different audience, but what happens to the 90% that you already had? In the end, you still could be losing out. You know what I mean? So it's a weird one, man.
Yeah, to me, it makes no sense to the direction they're going in with the game. I mean, PCARS 1, I sort of enjoyed it. I did enjoy it
Mm.
because they were comparing it to the Assetto Corsa that had come out on the PlayStation at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I was sort of bit between the two on which one to get, and I ended up getting P-Cars first instead of Assetto Corsa.
Yeah,
What a
same.
big
So do I.
mistake that was, because
Mm.
as soon as I drove Assetto Corsa on my dad's wheel, I was just like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
had that
saying?
feeling as
It's
well.
spot on.
But I feel like for racing in terms of leagues and stuff, P-Cars 1 was definitely ahead of Assetto Corsa in that respect. Assetto Corsa was just a much better feeling, much more authentic feeling game. But P-Cars 2, in terms of just all the different stuff it had in it at the time, was definitely ahead for me. But
Mm,
it's I don't know. And what I would say to people that are actually enjoying P-Cars 3 is, can you trust them guys? What are their names?
mm,
Was it Slightly Mad Studios? How can you trust them? Let's think about it. If this, let's just say this game completely and utterly flops, what direction do you think they're going to change on P-Cars 4? If you are someone who enjoys this current game and this game flops, by the time P-Cars 4 comes out, they're probably just going to switch back to what they were doing before. So
mm,
you're then going to be another consumer who's left in the dark because, well, they've just changed up the direction just because. You know what I mean? So it's just like you can't really trust anything they're saying. Remember they were talking about it being, a game breaking simulation, or you know what I mean? They were acting like it was going to be some top sim game in their small promotion that they did, and then it would just come out with something that's just like, who the hell asked for this? You know what I mean? Like no one. Like it's crazy. I remember being on the forums all the time, on especially for PCAS 2, because they had like loads of bugs. And remember halfway through PCAS 2, it's like they just quit and just
yeah.
stopped even caring about all the bugs and all the stuff that was going on. And it's just like these guys literally, once they got the money, it was just like, whoa, we don't care really about the community, man. You can even say anything remotely negative to these guys on their forum. They'd ban you, or they would delete your posts, all sorts, man. Or they were just rude to you, even if you like give him constructive criticism. They would actually be rude.
We're being rude, yeah. No, you're right on that sort of sense, innit? Because when I got P-Cars 2, I think there was only one or two updates, and then for a while there was literally no updates and there was bugs. You know what I'm saying? There were certain things you couldn't do. There were certain ways you had to join a server and whatnot, and it was just, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame, innit? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Coming from a game where I actually started to enjoy GT3 cars and stuff,
Same,
because
same.
prior to Project Cars, I was playing F1.
Yeah, same.
You know what I'm saying? It was F1, P cars, Assetto Corsa. So it's a shame.
Sam, no, we don't play GT Sport because I don't race on my console anymore, man. I
Mm,
think not to be like have that PC elitist attitude or anything like that, but I feel like once you start racing on PC, it's very hard to go back to console, man. Just in
mhm.
terms of the games, the way how the games feel,
Yeah,
like the grids, and for me personally, because there's quality on whatever platform you're on. There's fast people everywhere, but for me on PC compared to console, on console you don't get the depth of field of quality that you do on PC. You can do a race. We could legitly do a race on PC right now, and you could actually make a whole field of like 30 guys that are all aliens, bro. You know what I mean? You could literally
mm,
fill up a whole grid with just aliens only, easily on PC. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? And I feel like on console, especially when it was on P cars, there was always like a few, but the field strength was never like as much as it is now. You know what I mean, even
yeah,
when I first went to P cars 2, from console, where on console we were kind of used to always being like top 4 all the time. I got lapped the first race I went on PC. I was like, what the hell is this? Like
mm,
I've never seen this before. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
mm.
Cheers, Sam, man. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, it's always been once you do get a PC.
Shut your ass up, boy. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna say it again.
It's got to be gold, so. Is it go? Do you know what? Oh, Streamlabs! Wow, super chat. Cheers, bro. I've set up my Streamlabs so it has you coming through as my alert. That time we was in Discord, you told CJ shut that ass up, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
He's trying to do
it comes through my headphones, and I always think that it's gold tour because he always types in like that. But yeah, yeah. But I think PC racing is just. I don't care about not being that guy at the front anymore. I just literally just enjoy the racing so much more. And it just used to have crazy bugs on PlayStation anyway. PCast 2, my wheel just used to go back to the home menu and just smash me into walls all the time. So I
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of happy to get away from that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
I'll tell anyone if you've got the finances to do it, because I don't know what people's situations are. If you've got the finances to do it, don't waste any time, bro. Just get on PC because at the beginning you might feel like, geez, that was costly, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is worth it,
mm.
man. There's literally as soon as me and CJ went, then you came over, Carl,
Mm-hmm.
and then do you even use your PlayStation anymore? Do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's collecting dust at the moment.
So I mean, like,
It's just
I,
sitting there
I
for
literally,
Netflix.
I literally only play my computer to play COD. That's it. That's literally the only thing I use my PlayStation for. To play COD and can charge my phone and stuff. Merv said, I agree with the PC switch. I came from Xbox to PC with Dowking, though I stopped for the time being. The PC just for racing as well. Definitely, man. Let me not forget DMR's super chat. Fair enough, my guy. Thanks for the explanation. I think when we was talking about do we play GT Sport? I never really got into GT Sport, although throughout my whole upbringing, I think everyone who came from PlayStation played Gran Turismo, right?
Oh
Everybody
yeah,
played
yeah,
that.
yeah. Of course.
Mm.
I did the GT Academy, that competition that they had on the PS3 at the time, and yeah, I used to play it quite competitively actually as
Mm.
well. But this
Mm.
was sort of before knowing about PC and whatnot and a set of Corsa and stuff,
Mm.
really. But yeah, Gran Turismo for me, yeah, I mean it's a game where if you enjoy quick, hard racing and stuff, and you want to just get on it like that, you know what I'm saying? Then that's probably your game, innit? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
competition on there is really, really good. especially when you got the FIA involved in it. I mean, that's a joke.
I think what Gran Turismo have done, they've done kind of what what we kind of got in PC, where you can have that competitive lobby where everyone is of a certain level. That's the one thing you have to give to them, that their competitions that they have is an extremely high level. All them guys on GT Sport, they're rapid guys. You know what I mean? I've seen like even guys like Tidgeny. I've seen Tidgeny, he's been on PC. You know what I mean? He was able to win races in AOR and stuff. A lot of these guys, they're all quick guys, man. So it's not a thing where we're looking at these guys like, they're on consoles, so they're not quick. It's not even that. It's just, for me, if you really want to test yourself, you gotta get a PC, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta get a PC. Because there's some guys that are so quick, it's just like, you just gotta scratch your head like, where the hell is that time coming from, bro? You know what I mean? But I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But in terms of like PCARS 3, I don't know, man. I literally thought that they're gonna come and try and bring something new to the table, but no, they didn't. You know what I mean? So,
it's a gut feeling, really, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Because I did enjoy the previous project cars competing on there and stuff, but boy, what they've done to this one, I mean, it's even down to the graphics as well. After watching Jimmy Broadbent's stream talking about how the graphics haven't even improved from the last game, you know what I'm saying?
said the graphics look worse.
Yeah, the graphics have gone worse. What kind of sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Guys, okay, guys, I've got you all in the office. You're developers, you're engineers, you'll develop the game. Right, let's make a game that's better than our last, and then you come up with that. They'd all get fired, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for me, it's a shame, isn't it? Like I said.
Yeah. I know Kai 25 was in our race the other day at Kalami. Yeah, Kai was actually the one who got me into sim racing. Really, I met Kai on like F1 2010, just in an open lobby, and just ended up. He's like, join this league. Jumped in with him. Ended up joining. That's it. And then after that, been friends with him ever since, man. So I've known Kai for a long time in sim racing, man. It's happening sideways. How you doing, man? But yeah, PCARS 3, I mean, as I said, I actually enjoyed PCARS 1 more than PCARS 2. I loved PCARS 1, even though it wasn't ultra sim, but I enjoyed it, you know?
No, you're probably right on that sense, you know, because I actually enjoyed it better than PCARS 2.
Yeah.
I did the comparison sort of driving, like I was saying earlier in the JMR scholarship, driving the Formula 4 cars, driving it on PCARS 2 and then driving it on PCARS 1, and then understanding the difference between it. And I felt like on PCARS 1, you had more, I don't know what it was, you had more of a simulation feel to it. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like aiming it for more sim, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like they tried, and that PCARS 1 was on the back of the community. You know what I mean? The community helped pay for that game. They helped pay, especially they helped pay for the direction the game was taking. And PCARS 2, I felt they did, like, don't get me wrong, they did a lot of things that weren't even around, like that live track 3.0 stuff. If they had got that right, bro, that was like crazy. You know what I mean? Like the puddles and stuff, all that stuff was like never seen before. So in that regard, you have to respect what they were trying to do. But I feel like they kind of just stopped caring about that game, bro. They halfway through, they stopped caring about it. They didn't fix issues like BOP. They just didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So like them to come with PCARS 3 in a complete different direction, it's kind of anyone who put their money in to PCARS, bro, I want my money back. That's like because that name that you're using is off the back of a lie. You know what I mean? You're not trying to go that direction anymore. It should not be called PCARS 3. It should have nothing to do with the community. I don't know what it stands for, the cars. Was it like Community Assisted Racing Simulator or something like that? I'm sure it's like that. You know what I mean? Like that's a lie. It's not community assisted because the community didn't want it. You know what I mean? This is what you guys want because you're trying to line your pockets. You're trying to go down the F1 more arcadey sort of route. You know, you're trying to appeal to that crowd. Whereas the crowd, and there's tons of people on that PCARS forum, bro. Like all these guys, they're just thinking, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like all the issues that all the stuff that we wanted for the next game and the things we wanted you guys to push through, you guys have completely ignored everything and just gone a whole different direction. I mean, I think it's disrespectful, man. I think they're taking a mick, but some people think it's a good game. Just on principle alone, for me, is enough for me to say nah. You know what I mean? Because I can see what type of guys these guys are, you know? So, yeah. But, racing, iRacing, R Factor, Auto Ballista. I never played the original Auto Ballista. I played Auto Ballista 2. Auto Ballista 2 is basically what P-Cars 2/3 should have been. You know, the force feedback is a lot better than P-Cars 2, but you got a lot of cars that no one's going to care about at the same time. But the game's got potential at the end of the day, and I believe that's what P-Cars 3. That's the direction they should have went in. All the people on console are never going to get to play Auto Ballista, so it's tough, man. You know what I mean? R Factor I've never played, so I can't comment, but I hear it's got the best.
No, to be fair, with R Factor's quite a good game, actually, when it comes to sim. It's very in-depth, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit similar to iRacing in a way when it comes to sort of setup and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's very modifiable as well, because you can put quite a lot of mods and whatnot, so you're not really restricted. You can put any car in any track, really.
In terms of iRacing, I tried iRacing briefly. I think I tried it before I had this computer. I tried it, but I didn't have because you have to mess with your wheel settings and you know I was alone doing all that stuff. I couldn't get on with it. Like it felt okay, like it didn't feel bad or anything, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. And then when I saw the prices, man, I was like, I can't actually keep this up. Do you know what I mean? I can't be paying £14-15 for one individual car, one individual track. I said, nah, it's too much money. You know what I mean? Epop, I'm sure that's your name. When I heard Codemasters bought SMD or SMS, I knew P-Cars 3 would be bad. Yeah. You know, there was a video on YouTube. I can't remember whose video it was. And it's a video about Codemasters as a company and how many games they have destroyed, bro. Every game that they've bought into, they have literally destroyed the title. And this goes back like years and years ago. There was even I think it was like some army game that Codemasters bought. They destroyed that. Bro,
it's Sokum. I think it was called Sokum.
Maybe.
That was on the PS2. I think I remember that.
They just destroyed loads of games. Yo, Renee. Renee, what was your name on P-Cars again? Was it Ronaldo, wasn't it? Do you remember? He used to drive the Lambo as well. He was one of the fast guys who was up there. Yo, Zach Sweden, how you going, man?
P-Cars 3.
P-Cars 3. Zach, man. It's just not the one. It's not the one, bro.
Poor game.
Yeah, long time, bro. Ronaldo, get yourself on PC, man. All you guys, Zach Speed, all these guys that I've raced before that I know are rapid. Like, I'm telling you, how crazy it would be to have all these guys on PC, man. There's so many fast guys on console. You change your life.
Oh, it was made by Zipper Sokum. I never knew that. I thought it was made by Codemasters.
I can't remember. There's a game that Codemasters got involved with, and it was an army game, relatively successful on PC, and they murdered it. They got involved. They murdered that. They killed off Toka. They started messing around with them.
Well. You know what I'm saying? Because
before,
they did.
Yeah.
2006, it was Studio Liverpool. Wasn't it? I was doing the.
Oh yeah, Studio Liverpool was quality.
Yeah,
that was a great F1 game. Yeah.
Championship edition.
Yeah, I feel like Slightly Mad Studios, they kind of just sold their soul a little bit, man. They said, let's go for the money. And I'm not convinced that this is going to even get the money that they wanted. Because for me, they're going to lose the majority of their fan base that was from P-Cars 1 and 2. And you're going to be relying on a whole new fan base to carry that game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So, and once you've messed this one up, are your original fans, let's say this game does terribly, are your original fans going to trust you enough to then purchase your next title? You know what I mean? That's the thing, because as much as I love ACC, I would have bought P-Cars 3 if it was in the same direction they went before and just improved it a little bit. I would have bought it.
So would I.
Even if I didn't like batter it, I still would have bought it, you know. But it for me is weird in a way. It's weird that the pit stop thing. I don't understand. Even if you went arcade, why no pit stops? like pit stops are part of racing, right? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm seeing videos. It looks like almost like checkpoints. You know, checkpoints. You got to race to the next checkpoint, otherwise the time runs out and you're over. You got to put in another pound to get another go. Like, what the hell is going on, bro?
I don't blame you, Epop.
Yeah, it's sad, man, bro. I still got. This is how bad it is. Sometimes I go through my videos and I still watch races from P-Cars 1 and P-Cars 2. I still watch them. I think, wow, that race was crazy. Yeah. When I had my birthday race on P-Cars 1 and like had like a crazy field and the whole like top 8 was in a different car and it was all within like 2-3 attempts. It was one of the best races I've been in. You know what I mean? So you can enjoy it, but it's just like, I just don't know, man. I honestly don't know. What can you do, man? Yeah, I guess what Rene's saying is pit stops are too complicated. They just want to appeal to the, you know, even I don't even think a 15-year-old. I think 15-year-olds who are interested in racing, you know, they get it. I generally think this game's for people that necessarily ain't that interested in racing and just want to have a bit of fun. You know what I mean? It's just like another game.
Well, Jimmy Broadbent compared it to the sort of mobile racing game that we see nowadays, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, he's not far off from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Considering the graphics and the racing side of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like Jimmy Broadbent's a pretty positive guy, and when I watched his stream, he actually just looked down. Like he literally looked like he was depressed. I was thinking, wow,
upset, yeah.
Like bro, you don't have to be like this. You never made it. You know what I mean? Enjoy your evening. It's crazy. Let me see what Johnny Brandon has said. I get ACC is good, and I'll be in for a proper go November-ish, but ever get bored racing GT3 today?
No,
not really. Not really, because every race is just a bit different, isn't it? And what it is I tell you what it is. It's constantly trying to find perfection in the car that you're using. Because I find that in ACC, once you really get used to a car, it tends to take you a few races, especially if you're doing a league. It takes you a few races to get the car like absolutely 100% down. And once that season's finished and you jump in something else, the hard work starts all over again. You know what I mean? Like some cars, they're so different in the way that they drive. Do you know what I mean? It's like just a whole new experience when you drive in different cars, man. Like for me, like if I was on iRacing, because I'm into GT3s, there's not that much there that interests me, you know. And for me, I was someone who used to watch iRacing all the time, but I don't even watch it anymore. To be honest, I just feel that I need to update the game a bit. You know what I mean? Just looks stale.
I think iRacing ain't too bad for me. I mean, I did a poll on my Twitch about it, and at the moment, a set of course is still winning.
Yeah.
But for me, iRacing is really good for someone that wants that immediate competition. It's a bit similar to sort of GT Sport in a way. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't really have to sign up for league. It's sort of all there for you on a website in a way.
Yeah, I get that. I get that aspect. But to me, there's not a big difference between the kind of fun, especially if you're racing at a certain level on ACC. When we're doing these big endurance races, you know, like especially when the ones that's like with a lot of these esports teams involved and stuff like that, you're getting to race quality drivers and you're getting to do it on a more kind of upgraded game than what iRacing is. You know what I mean? So there's just that. And for me, iRacing, the main off-putting thing for me at iRacing is just the money. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be spending that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'd love if there was more GT3s in it as well. You know? I'd love if they had more. To be honest, I would love if ACC had more. They started bringing back the old Z4 and stuff. I'd love if they did that. Some nostalgia. I mean, but I can't lie. I really enjoyed Race Room, bro. I think like in terms of, don't get me wrong, some of Race Room's tracks were a bit dodgy. Like the track models were a little bit dodgy, but I like Race Room a lot. You know what I mean, I like what they did with the force feedback on Race Room with the whole gear changes and the wheel like jolting every time the gear changes. Like Race Room was the first game that did that. I heard P Cars 3's got that in it, but they obviously just stole that from Race Room, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I know, man. I like it. I like Race Room a lot. I wish a lot of the tracks were in ACC, but
what would you think? How would you feel about Kunos making the sort of like the new F1? Should I say?
oh mate, it'd be amazing. I've always said if Kunos made an F1 game, like they've got the official titles, I think it would be their best game out there. Because the thing that's appealing about like F1 2020 and all the F1 games is the whole strategy behind it. You know, the whole fact that you can do pit stops, you can start on different tires. That whole strategy element, I think, is better than just doing endurance races and just changing because you need to refuel. There's not really a strategy behind it as much. The only strategy behind it is you need to pit because you're going to run out of tires or you're going to run out of fuel. Whereas in F1, you're only pitting because, you know, you're deciding what to do with your strategy. That's what I really like about the F1 games. I feel like if Kunos did it, especially with how the F1 cars felt on the original AC, wow, it'd be amazing.
It'd be a joke, innit?
Yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be crazy. I'd get it. I mean, that'd probably turn into my favorite game, to be honest. That I mean,
because I sometimes go on the normal set of courses, just to get a bit of a buzz from it. You know what I'm saying? Just to drive the F1 cars because it's got such a nice feeling to it. And sometimes I wish that, you know, Codemasters to take a step down, or, you know, FIA would look at, you know, Kudos and probably say, look, you know, this is where we're looking to, you know, direct ourselves at. You know what I'm saying? I reckon it'd be a great game if Kudos had made it, to be fair.
I understand the direction that F1 take, but I just feel like, you know, like, especially in this whole coronavirus pandemic era when all, like, let's be honest, sim racing blew up completely. I would have loved if F1 just looked how some of the other games looked. You know what I mean? When I watched the F1 races, they just looked dodgy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just looked weird, innit? It just wasn't the one.
You get a bunch of lagging, you know what I'm saying?
Like cars.
So much incompetence as well. I've seen so many videos on Twitter of people giving or showing like glitches and stuff. Like I saw once someone going around the track with 3 wheels. You know, I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, I've seen that. They had no front wheels on
the back of the rear wing. And I said, what is this? Come on, man. You must look at it and go, come on, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to get
Take it in the office and just say, look, listen, what is that?
Yeah. So Epop got a good idea, man. Like Codemasters developed the story mode or the career mode, and just let someone else deal with like the graphics, the physics, and stuff like that. And the thing is, they've had David Greco, who's experienced sim racer. I'm surprised that he's gone with this handling model. Don't get me wrong, I've got F1 2020. I played it. It feels better than some of the old titles, but I swear down, bro. Remember when we bought F1 20? Did I buy it with you? F1 2012.
Yeah. F1
2012, I bought it on PC. It feels 10 times better than the F1 games now. I was in shock. I was like, did it really feel like this? Like, wow. Because when I had F1 2012, I never had a wheel. You know what I mean? So I was feeling the force feedback. I'm like, this is better than F1 2010. F1 2020, sorry. Like, how is that possible? It's 8 years old. Rene says, it's the same here. If the official F1 games had the AC physics, less people would buy it. Too complicated for the mainstream. See, I kind of don't agree because I actually feel like the F1 games is actually hard. It's harder to drive an F1 car fast on F1 2020 than it is on AC. On F1 20, you get this weird, like, oversteery rear and sliding around and all that. It doesn't feel like that on AC. It just feels like you've got grip. You can feel more what the tires are doing. When you get sideways in the F1 game, your whole force feedback just completely dies. Like, there's literally no wheel weight whatsoever. So I actually think it is harder to be fast on F1 2020 than it is on AC in terms of like feeling what the car's doing, you know? And that's where I know that's why I feel like the actual driving experience on F1 2020 is, and all the F1 games recently, it's kind of just weird. It feels sort of weird, like the cars are a little bit floaty, kind of thing. It's kind of crazy.
Well, even Charles Leclerc said when they went around Spain
Yeah,
in the Ferrari, they even said that the last sector of
yeah,
Catalonia didn't feel realistic at all. Literally,
yeah,
it felt like, like a boat, if anything, like
yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
was no feeling to sort of hitting that first curve on the left and then smashing the second curve, sorry, on the
yeah,
right.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? There was none of that feeling. Whereas even on the GT3 cars, you know exactly when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
hitting that sausage curb. You know
yeah, yeah.
exactly when you've taken too much curb, but not enough curb, should I say? You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
they were completely just legging it over that second curb in the chicane on when
Mm,
the F1 guys were doing it, the real
that's
drivers were. You
crazy.
know what I
They were
mean?
mounting it like there weren't such a curb present. Just
My thing is,
doesn't make sense.
for the official F1 game, why no laser scan tracks, bro? Why are these tracks? Why are they still running around with
Mm,
old models of tracks? This stuff should be laser scanned. You're the official game, bro. Like ACC is the official game for like the GT Challenge and that. Everything's
mm,
laser scanned. You know what I mean? Like take the professional approach to the game. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the pros that play it, I don't think they'll be upset if you had a more realistic handling model. Realistic doesn't mean harder, by the way. It just means more realistic. Do you know what I
mm.
mean? So like, I don't know, man. I would love to see it. I would, but that's just what it is. At the end of the day,
Well, you
they,
do
they,
have
they
that what is it, that V10 R League that's starting up on Sky Sports soon.
mm,
Um, I mean, that looks pretty interesting. And this is where they've actually sort of based an F1 sort of car
yeah,
around on a set of course, the normal one.
yeah. So that's
So
that,
imagine, go
that's the
on.
one that Dowking, Jardier,
Mm,
I think Sean Arnold, a lot of the other guys that we know are competing in that one. So that would be quite good. And
mm,
I'm glad they're doing it on AC as well. You know, that should be interesting. A lot of esports guys in that one, so
mm.
that should be interesting. So what F1 car is it?
It's like a futuristic new regulation type F1 car in a way, isn't it? If you got what I
Yeah,
mean. I mean, the rear wing's got like these sort of like flares at the back underneath it in a way,
mm,
and the front wing is considerably big as well. The nose is quite fat,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it just looks very realistic in a way. They haven't got like the halo; they've got like a sort of IndyCar shield
Okay,
as
okay.
well. But I mean, to be fair, I mean the developers did a really good job, or the modifiers done a
Mm,
really good job of making it look good.
yeah, 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 man. Listen, if you've got all the updates for the older AC, yo, that's still a great game.
Mm,
If you are someone who gets bored of driving GT3s and stuff, they've got so much mods on that game. They've got loads of track mods. So right
hmm
now, I could still go on and drive around Turkey and stuff if I want. You know what I mean? Like they've got some great mods on that game. So
hmm
yeah, like if you haven't got the normal AC yet, you get
Buy
it.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's cheap.
it's actually worth it. It's cheap. You can download the mods for free. It's still a very very good game, man. Still a very good
Mm,
game. But for me at the moment, definitely, I'm just all focused on ACC because there's just too much to do, you know.
mm,
And even though I'm at the moment not having the best races, not competing at the front like what I would want, but
mm,
you know, like I'm happy when I'm happy with the car. You know, I'm happy when I'm driving and not feeling like I'm having to tiptoe.
mm.
I mean, that's when I'm happy. But for me at the moment, ACC in terms of like the rain, ACC is the only game for me that's got the rain spot on, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Literally, it is the only game I've ever played where literally, when it gets like really wet, you're actually like you cannot afford. I'll be streaming, I can't read chat, I can't do nothing, I can't take my eyes off the screen. Even on the straights, you have to concentrate. You know what I mean? It's the only game that has got
Yeah.
that bit down for me personally. Only game I've ever felt like wow. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
driving around Mazzano in that last sector when the rain's hitting is like literally
mm,
tiptoeing, trying to keep the wheel as straight as possible. And for me, I just don't get that sense of any other game. I would love that in F1, considering that they're like lower to the ground. They have a lot less water clearance. That's how it should be driving with rain in F1. I see these guys driving on F1 with rain. Yo, these guys are flying.
Like it was dry.
Yeah, flying, hitting curbs, all sorts. It's crazy. Yeah, Paul Angel says ACC best sim ever. I agree.
Couldn't agree with you.
I agree with you.
Couldn't agree with you anymore.
Definitely, man. Love the game. Love the game. I thought there would be more people driving the GT4s. I'm not gonna lie. And what's crazy is every time I drive the GT4s, I love them. They're a bit more robust. You can get away with a bit more door banging without being killed and stuff. Like, but people just don't do them. You know what I mean? I think you'd have to get into a league to do the GT4s properly on ACC. People just don't want to be that guy that picks a GT4. Everybody else is who is around your speeds in the GT3, and then you're just stuck, just racing no one. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man. But guys, we're still deciding whether we're going to be doing this sim racing podcast every week or every 2 weeks, man. So, what do you want to see? Every week, every two? Yeah, Sam, that is a good point. I have three issues with ACC. Three major issues with ACC.
The damage mod, the modulation for the damage simulation is quite a bit harsh.
Yeah. One, the damage is way too harsh, bro. You can door rub without getting 2-3 seconds worth of damage, and especially when you're in a league where everyone's close as hell, you can't afford an extra 3-4 seconds on your pit stop, man. That's like 3-4 positions half the time. That is one. The pit stops, bro. Yo, these pit stops, they're making me angry, Brenner. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? You stop a centimeter outside of the box, and it literally costs you about 3 or 4 seconds. Because it drops your car down, moves it back, stops for a second, then picks you up. It's like, bro, I was like a centimeter out. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, literally, it's not that deep. You know, in real life, in the pit lane, the pit crew can actually move.
They run forward, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Like, they can move a centimeter, bro. Why are you doing this? And the other thing is the BOP, bro.
Yeah.
BOP right now.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah, man. That BOP, they need to do something. I know, like, Niels Naujux has got that video where he's doing all these crazy lap times on his cars, and what people understand is Niels Naujux is an exception. He's an exception to the rule. You know what I mean? Not everyone has got that talent, bro. This is a guy that knows, one, he's ridiculously fast anyway, and two, he knows the engineering side of things as well. So he's got the best of both worlds. Most people jumping on the game, if you just jump without any sort of knowledge, if you just jump into McLaren and someone else jumps into a Porsche, you're getting destroyed. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no if, buts, or maybe. You're going to get destroyed, bro.
Destroyed, yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to have extensive knowledge to even be able to even compete with a Porsche. You know what I mean? And if you get someone who's extremely quick with the knowledge who gets in a Porsche, bro, it's a done deal. You're not beating that guy. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm kind of hoping for AOR, but I don't think it'll work out like that, to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his name is Niels Naujux. Niels Naujux, or whatever you say it. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Yeah, Niels Naujux, or I think it's Spanish or something like that.
Yeah, man. Where do we live? I live in Enfield, North London.
And I live in Essex.
So we are about Londoners, pretty much. Did anyone try that Ferrari setup that I did for PC and see if it worked on console? That was pretty much my plan, see if it worked on console or not. I don't know if console have had an update. I haven't been on ACC on my console in a bit. You live in Stratford, swear down, East London. Yeah, man, I used to be in Stratford all the time. I used to go Stratford.
My mum is there, you know.
Yeah.
Stratford, yeah. Well, no, I should say Dalston, should I say.
Dalston.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All them areas. Look, I know all the areas, bro. I used to jump on the train at Stratford and take it up to Gidea Park. You know what I mean? go past Romford, all them areas. I used to always be in Forest Gate. You know, all the areas, bro. Everything. Used to go raving in East Ham.
Oh yeah, my old man's in Enfield as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Enfield's alright, man. Enfield's alright. I used to live in Tottenham, and then it was time to go. It was time to get out of there.
It's time to go. No, I don't blame you, sir.
Yeah. I didn't want to. I loved Tottenham while I was there, and then when I left Tottenham, I realized, wow, it's rough. It's real rough around here. I didn't know.
That's why I moved up to Essex, innit? You know what I'm saying? East London was quite rough. Well, I wouldn't say as rough as Tottenham in them ways, but you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get out from that environment, really.
Yeah.
Somewhere quieter, should I say, innit?
AP Production lived in Tottenham too. I think I've lived in some of the most ghetto areas, bro. I used to live in Harsden in northwest London. I lived in Tottenham, lived in Edmonton. I lived in Ponders End, which is / between Edmonton and Enfield. Then I lived in Enfield, and I moved in Enfield again. So it used to be great. I lived in Barnet as well. I've been about, mate. But you know, it's cool. Used to live in Poole, Stoker. Used to live in Leighton, Leabridge Road size. I know the ends, bro. Everywhere. I mean, Leabridge Road.
You know that mad KFC. Everybody knows that one KFC in Leytonstone. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Prentice, your dad's in the house, man. Yeah, Prentice Senior, how you doing, man?
Yeah, pups.
Yeah. Vietnam.
That's mad.
From Vietnam,
what's it like up them ways?
What's the sim racing like, man? It's crazy. The amount of people, like, for instance, look at Hassini. Where's Hassini from? Hassini's in Iran, bro. He's in Iran, and the guy is like rapid. You know what I mean? I like what Niels did for him though, man. Because if you saw the wheel that Hassini was using, bro, I don't know how he's that quick with that wheel. Literally, that wheel. I reckon
he broke the wheel to make him that quick.
Yo, he's like super fast on that. Was it a G27 or I think it's a
G29? A G29 or something like that.
Goals will say he's got the dash system. Yeah, that thing was like he turned it and the thing's like clicking, bro. Crazy. Yo, you do a championship in a French server. So what's your ping like? Okay. The high ping's not too bad. Well, that's crazy. I think the other day, Dow King was doing a race with what's their names? Is it? I don't want to get it wrong. Is it OCR or I can't remember. But it's an Australian racing league, and he was doing a race in there. And
ORL. ORL.
I think I got them.
Racing league or
it's
something
Octane.
like that.
Yeah, I think it's Octane. Yeah, man. Like I said, there's fast guys everywhere, bro. You just never know. Fast guys everywhere. Yeah, man. But guys, what do you want to see? Do you want us to do this podcast every Sunday, same time, or should it be every 2 weeks? I think what's the time now? We actually gonna have to get on and grind some
ACC.
We're gonna have to grind some ACC. We got leagues to qualify for, people. I mean, so yeah, just let us know, man. Let us know how often you want us to do this, man.
Probably do a poll about it or something on Twitter.
Yeah, could do. You say every 2 to 4 weeks, every 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Depending on the amount of news, and it gathers a bit of news in that way.
Yeah. Was I gonna do my ACC live now? Wasn't planning to because it was just it's just a bit of practice, honestly. And I wasn't even 100% sure whether I was going to start doing it straight away because I want to have something to eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, man. I can't eat. Feed me. Now my missus was streaming earlier, so I had to cook. I heard Prentice you was throwing down today. Heard you were
Yeah, I had some curry goat, some rice and peas there, man. You know, and marinated it the night before and that. And yeah, cooked it this morning.
Yeah, no, I had the beans, the burgers, the fish fingers, the eggs. I mean, full English, mate.
Yeah,
Full English.
yeah.
Scrambled eggs, can't go wrong. Yeah, man. Guys, we're definitely probably gonna leave it at that. We'll be
Yeah.
back in 2 weeks' time, and I think in 2 weeks' time we'll be just after Mugello. I think we're gonna have Monza and Mugello, so we'll have more F1 to talk about. Go do my hot stint. Well, I don't have to do it, Gold Tour, bro. Do we have to do the hot stint, Brenner? It's Gold Tour. Tell me the truth. AOR to qualify for AOR this season, you have to go on the server and do the hot stint.
I saw something about that. I'm not too sure. No.
Why they want me to do it, man?
You know what I'm saying? I thought, my season sort of precedes my my credibility as it is, you know what I'm saying, and getting into the next season. But
my last season was
I
terrible.
don't know how they work it, innit? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they work it. That's their business. Someone, that E-Pop guy said on there, he said,
teach people about the setups and what everything does for the cars as a podcast report process. Good one. Yeah. That's a good
what
one,
sort
man.
of like driving like live now and going through the setup in a way, or how to drive the circuit would be a good idea.
So DMR, you're just behind Zach Speed. That's the one on PlayStation, right? Do you know what I did? And I'm so dumb, I completely forgot I did it. Because I actually went on PlayStation 4 to do the Porsche hot stint, but because I couldn't be bothered to finish the whole thing, because I don't like the little wheel delay that it's got. When you play it on PC and you go back to PS4, you realize the wheel delay is so much more than if you just played it from the start. So what I did is I made a setup for that Porsche, and I made the setup for it, made the video for it, and just never even released it. It's just sat. I think it's just sat on my PlayStation. I'm gonna get that off and probably give the setup out what I did for that. I've just forgot to make the video for it. I'm not gonna lie, but I did see it the other day and thinking, oh Jesus, left it. But yeah, I'll probably put the setup out for that, because what lap times was you doing? I can't remember, what time did I do?
Around where?
It's around Spa, but on PS4. But it's like one of the old special events that used to be on PC. When you got to drive the old Porsche around Spa for like 11 laps. I just couldn't be asked to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's quite a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think I got. What lap time did I do? I swear it was like a low 19 or something. I can't remember. Bro.
Yeah, because I remember back then what was it? The times back then on Spa a bit quicker than how we have them now. Or
I think between the console and the PC, there's differences around some tracks. Some tracks the PC feels quicker, like Zandvoort, and other tracks the console's way quicker, which I don't really understand why or anything. It is what it is. I actually thought what you guys might want to test, and this is just me going off of like memory. If the consoles are a lot of patches back, then there's certain cars you probably want to go test the M6 at Spa. Do you know what I mean? If I was you, from my memory early on in the game, get in that M6, bro, and go and test that M6 at Spa. Because all I know is at the end of that straight, bro, you're basically what Renault were today. You know what I mean? He showed Kieran how to race when he was 4 years old. Now he's passing. See, that's the evolution right there, man.
yeah,
It's the evolution there, but it's good. If I got 2 daughters, if I have a son, he hasn't got a choice. Yeah, see, but no, because when you have a kid, they say the average person probably spends like £1 million during their whole entire lifetime, on their family and stuff. So I need some returns on my investment. You know what I mean? You best be decent at racing or football or something.
Something to give back, innit? Where my money, man?
Give something back. I mean, one of my kids got to make me rich. I mean, but yeah. There's a 9-year-old top split GT Sports Spanish boy. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, there's some guys like that on ACC, innit? Look at oh, he was in here earlier. Freakybot. Freakybot's young. I think Freakybot's like 16 or something. Freakybot's crazy fast. Freakybot. Stasenko, he's young. He's only 17. There's a few young guys that are just, I just don't know.
Rapid, innit?
Yeah, just fast. What was the other one? That Tim Jarshell from Race Room. He came onto ACC and straight away he was just up
rapid.
There. Yeah, just straight away like. So yeah, you know, some kids they've just got it. It's what it is, man. But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna end this stream now, and we will catch you guys in 2 weeks then, and then we'll be able to talk Monza, Mugello, which I can't wait for that Grand Prix, and we'll figure out the next topics we'll be talking about, man. Probably, we'll see. We'll probably do a poll on Twitter and see what happens, man. But thanks for everyone who watched, who enjoyed. I'm actually doing Printer. I'm actually signing up for the AOR race tomorrow, tomorrow evening. So yeah.
Oh, what for the evaluation?
Yeah. So I'll probably stream that tomorrow. So
yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. You'll probably see me and Printer in the race. Also, Printer's channel. Let me just put your link in the description, bro. For people that don't know, Printer's now streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm starting now. I'm getting there.
He knows. He had to get there. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Let me quickly plug this channel real quick. Copyright. Obviously, me and Printer both are part of CRG.
Yeah, Comrade Gaming.
I'm gonna get one of them chairs you got as well, Printer, man. I have to.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These chairs, it looks like this whole bit here. Yeah, this whole bit here. It's just literally separate. You know what I'm saying? And you've got your own seat. And you can just chill out. Like right now, I'm just chilling out. I've got my mic there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If
I spend another year in this chair, I swear to God, one of my legs is gonna get amputated, bro. I'm telling you, this thing is cutting into me. You think I'm joking, bro? It is cutting into me. My back, I got this crazy back pain. I got like a pain that goes down my left thigh, and it is crazy, bro. This chair is it's been the death of me, man. But yeah, guys, we'll catch you guys next time, and catch you tomorrow, man. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace.
Peace.